coming up.
They accuse me of transphobia.
Would that be classified as punching down?
It's such a condescending thing to say.
I saw you have 30,000 tweets. You're an unwell man.
It comes down to chromosomes and have you got a cock.
Oh, you're a scientist, are you?
Do you hate women?
How can I hate women? Like, my mum's a woman.
You're a white douchebag.
The only person I really believe in free speech for is me.
You just started out as a comedian. Do you ever worry?
I still am a comedian. I'm doing a show tonight.
You're a cancel comedian. This is what he does. He speaks over people. So, welcome to the show. Bad Boys Done Good. We got a special guest, Leo Kearse, right-wing grifter, canceled comedian, GB News contributor, Nazi. Welcome to the show, Leo. Now,
Welcome.
I didn't want to platform somebody like you, but of course we need the clicks, we need the clout. So that's why you're here. So first things first, I want to get a few things out the way, because I want to understand your viewpoints. Why do you hate Jews?
I'm not. Some of my best mates are Jews. I know that's not. That's like, you know, people are like, oh, some of my best. No, but actually, I say my best mates. I mean, I associate with some.
All right. Why do you hate Muslims?
Oh no, they're no. No, that's. I don't hate anybody.
Why do you hate queers?
Is this just a list of like?
So he's deflecting. Do you hate women?
No.
Why don't you hate women?
I don't hate women. How could I hate women? Like, my mum's my mum's a woman.
See, what he does, he's very deflective. He's avoiding the issues here. But all right, look, you're a canceled comedian.
Yeah, I've been cancelled in the past.
And apart from performing in the comedy clubs, your Twitter account, your YouTube, your podcast, and the GB News appearances, your voice is being silenced. Like, how do you speak out?
Yeah, but. Man, see, when somebody gets cancelled, it doesn't mean they get cancelled from... They don't get, like, wiped off the earth. Sometimes it sort of works to your benefit because you get, like, attention from getting cancelled.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it doesn't. Like, when I got cancelled from the Perth Fringe in Australia, I had to spend another, like, $3,000 getting another venue and...
Why were you cancelled from that venue, Leo?
So they accused me of transphobia.
Jeez.
On what grounds? Where did they get that idea from?
I did some transphobic material.
Right.
No, I wasn't really transphobic. I was talking about, I mean, it might have, in the context of like being a like green-haired non-binary person, it might have seemed transphobic. But I was doing material about the difference between men and women transition and how it's much easier for women. Like women just, like a lot of women just stop shaving and then, you know.
Right.
Everybody's like, look, that man's got tits.
It's a very sensitive issue. I mean, would that be classified as punching down?
It's such a condescending thing to say. Like for people to say, oh, you can't do any comedy that references this group because they're below you.
Right.
It's like, whoa, what you say? Are you like that's the offense?
Well, this is the thing, right? I mean, your comedy does punch down. And how do you justify making fun of working class, queer, overweight people that lack the intelligence to fucking defend themselves from your hate speech?
They haven't got the words, Leo. They haven't got the words.
Answer that.
All right, I won't do it to you both.
Very hurtful.
Right.
He lashes out. That's what he does.
He's
against the ropes. He lashes out.
You can see that for you, the energy, you derive a lot of your energy, it seems, from the confrontation, from that sort of bit of spice. Online, you're goading. I saw you have 30,000 tweets. You're an unwell man.
Some of them are just cut and paste. How many tweets have you done?
A few hundred. Little bits and pieces. I mean, mostly contractual, having to promote the films.
Yeah, what about...
Bit of stuff about Brexit here and there, but generally speaking, I'm out living my life.
What about... yeah, but some people do like millions and millions of tweets. Also, if you get in a conversation with someone, that counts as tweets. It's not like the same as like doing like a big tweet.
You're big on Twitter. Let's just say that, because I've actually found some of your tweets.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of what you say. It's a fucking disgrace. Let me quote your own hate speech back to you.
Okay.
Go away and fuck your fleshlight. Think it's funny to say that to somebody? Let me finish what I was going to say. Go away and fuck your fleshlight, you samurai sword on the wall's gimp. Now, then not only are you kink shaming, that's a perfect fucking stranger.
No, well, that was somebody.
And we got a lot of incels that listen
That wasn't
to
a
this.
stranger. That was somebody who followed me.
All right, but what
But
about
they-
this? What about this? Wait a minute. How come it's a crime for Count Dankula to say gas the Jews in a joke, but it's not a crime for Guardian readers to chant gas the Jews and mean it?
Yeah.
What about that?
Well, that's not my hate speech. I'm pointing out the hate speech of Guardian readers.
Let me tell you something. I'm a left-leaning guy, right? You might not know that about me. I'm left-leaning. Don't look at my fucking notes.
Don't hold your notes where they're like just in my sort of where my eyes relax.
He's a tricky cunt, isn't he? Don't let him get under your skin, son.
It's working.
That's his bread and butter. He doesn't
No,
feel alive unless someone's annoyed.
He's hurting me right now, but I'm not going to let him do it, all right? Leo, what is abroad?
I'd say it's like when you go overseas.
Don't try and be funny, Leo.
Sorry.
We're trying to have
Like,
some
no,
hard...
like what's a woman?
This is an important conversation.
Man, I'd say it's somebody who can convince you they're a woman. I'm not even like I'm quite a sort of trans like accepting guy. I think, Blair White, that's
Who's that?
it's Blair White is like a trans woman in America who's like very, very, very convincing.
What does that mean?
About past.
Convincing.
Hot.
Right, so it means if you want to shag them, that means they're a good trans.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like transphobic.
Sounds quite toxic to me.
No, I think it's actually a better system.
It's quite hard to sort of put that in terms of science.
You dismiss...
Yeah, but
Well,
the
we've
whole
got to take you everywhere around the world and say, is this a trans? And hold you up and say, Leo, do you want to bang this?
They're trying. I mean, I think if you come down to the basic biological reality, it comes down to chromosomes and have you got a cock.
Oh, you're a scientist, are you?
Well, no, but like I've got a basic fucking understanding of biology.
No need to swear, Leo.
Right.
Is
I
free
won't-
speech
I won't swear anymore.
is free speech ever a bad thing?
Yeah.
When's it a bad thing?
Well, it's a bad thing when somebody says something you don't like.
Oh, so it's subjective. It's personal taste.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Right.
from my point of view, the only person I really believe in free speech for is me.
Right. Right.
This is what I mean.
But then,
You can't pin him down.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't seem to stand for anything. He moves his position around, doesn't he, according to his need in that particular moment.
that's bullshit.
Is it?
Yeah. Why? Like, what's the advantage to me for?
The thing is this, right? You've aligned yourself with a Nazi organization in GB News, right? Have you ever considered maybe working, if you're in the interest of free speech and making people understand your viewpoints, why don't you work for somewhere neutral like The Guardian or the BBC? Have you considered that? Why don't you work with journalists
GB
that are out for justice and make salient points like, I don't know, Owen Jones, Gary Lineker, whoever the fuck?
GB News isn't a Nazi organization. That's a ridiculous thing.
Like I said, I don't watch GB News. I don't need to see it. I know what it's about.
That's a lot of people say that.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
don't
of
need to
people are like they prejudge.
GB
Prejudge. They're prejudiced.
So why should I watch GB News? What's on there?
It's fun. It's great. It covers stuff that you won't see on other news channels.
But you got a lot of canceled comedians. Why don't you get some more? Like, what about Barrymore?
Yeah, man, he might be good. Doesn't he live in New Zealand though?
I thought he worked in a garden centre.
I mean, you get more right wing with age, as they say. I mean, if you're this right wing now,
I'm
in
300.
20 years' time, you're going to be fucking doing rallies, GB News re-education camps, fucking summer school.
The GB Youth. That's on the way.
You're their fucking leader.
Don't do it. I work with a lot of Jews in my business. They're great with business. You know the Zionist paymaster, GB News, they're keeping the ship running?
I don't think there are Zionist paymasters.
Come on.
He's been brainwashed. You're a big fan of eugenics, I've heard from a close source. If your child screened, if you had a 20-week scan on your child and it screened for compassion, would you have it put down?
No, of course I want my baby to be compassionate. I've got a baby. My baby is very compassionate.
Right.
She shares toys. I mean, obviously, once she
She
gets,
shares toys.
once she gets to a certain
She's a
age-
socialist.
Once she gets to yeah, but I think when they're babies, it's all right to be socialist.
But I'm not going to shut down your free speech here. I know you're very into free speech, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You like your free speech.
Yeah.
So how would you feel if I called you a motherfucking Scottish lanky
I thought we weren't
cocksucking
allowed
gimp?
to swear.
We can swear. It's our pod.
We can bleep that out.
If you showed respect for our pod, that'd be quite nice, Leo.
You think you even rank in the algorithm?
We
I've
type-
seen your podcast. I'm usually the first like.
We
It's
typed
very
in.
nice. So you're a fan.
Yeah, I do watch it.
Well, there you
that's
go.
a bad sign.
That is a
Probably
bad
shut
sign.
down the pod if his people like him are liking it. How about some more free speech? Leo, you look like John Leslie after 10 years in jail.
What do you think about that?
What?
Leo, you're a gammon.
Leo, you look like a haunted lizard that's done some weights.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
It's a lie.
It's
That's
a
free
fact.
speech. Free speech.
How do you feel now?
Fine.
You
I
say
think-
anything to shock. You don't stand for anything. You got no views, no values, no backbone, no spine, no substance, no bollocks.
You're a white douchebag. Free speech.
Man, you see, like when people are like, "Oh, hate speech," they criticize my identity or whatever. It's like, man, why would it even affect you? Like, if you, like,
Well, you seem quite- you-
the only way it's gonna have any sting is if you like partly believe it.
You seem
So if
emotional. You're emotional.
rattled.
You're crying.
You're some
rattled.
bloke, if you're some
Admit it.
bloke in a wig.
Keeps bringing it back to the
White guy.
trans thing.
I called you. You seem emotional. Got a tear in your eye. I can see it.
He's panicking.
HD picking it up. Free speech.
Right
Let me
now.
ask you something, right? You're a comedian. You started out as a comedian. Do you ever worry?
I still am a comedian. I'm doing a show tonight.
You're a cancelled comedian.
I'm not cancelled.
So you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
'Cause I seen some of your stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, I saw one routine about I saw a routine you did where you got your testicles stuck in a sun lounger.
Oh, yeah.
And that is outrageous. Is that the kind of material that did get you canceled? Would you say? Because you're pushing boundaries with that kind of talk.
Yeah. I bet you go fuck yourself. It's not all going to be fucking party political broadcast. You know what I mean?
I mean, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to be known as a comedian or a Nazi? Which one?
If it came down to it.
I'm not a Nazi.
All right.
He used to do puns, Leo.
Yeah,
and
I
you
saw
broke
it.
bad. You broke bad. Something snapped. Do you remember the moment when you decided to stop doing puns and start doing the sort of fascist humour online?
Well, sort of what it was, I just started like on Facebook and stuff. You know, comedians are all like lefty wankers. So like I started like winding them up and stuff, and then I was getting
Right.
bits of material. I got this bit about Brexit. I voted Remain. I'm not like a Brexiteer or anything, but fuck me, I would be again if I got another chance. Like, so I just started dropping bits into the pun show.
What
Or-
left wing puns?
No, I was doing.
Did you ever do a right wing pun? Maybe you could
Um,
relaunch as a right wing pun. You know,
yeah, I
what's,
can't-
what's my favorite drink? Zyklon Pepsi.
Fuck.
What's Hitler's favourite drink? Agent Orange Juice.
Because that way you can have your cake and eat it because you're in a left wing space doing puns, but
Yeah.
you're spreading hate speech.
Have
That's
you
what I like
hate
to do.
cake and eat it?
I started doing some like proper stuff, but then I'm jumping because I used to do puns. I wasn't just like standing there doing puns. I was dressed in spandex. I was dressed as
Right.
Pun Man. I had
We
big
could get a
bushy
picture
eyebrows
of it.
and
We'll get a
stuff.
picture of it. I think that was a great time for you.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes when I go on, like, so I'm booked to do like lol comedy in Bournemouth and stuff, and I go on there and like look at like it's a picture of me like in the spandex with the bushy eyebrows, and it's like that's not what I'm going to look like when I go down there.
Would you ever
I
bring
thought
it back?
was funny. Pun Man.
Yeah.
Nah, like I mean, it was a lot of fun, but it was like because I do a whole hour of improvised puns.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was that was hard work.
That's
it
very
was a
hard.
fun show, but it was and also, man, that show that was a great show. It should have got more. It should have got the Edinburgh Award.
What was it called?
Pun Man's Pun Party.
And why didn't you win the
title.
award? Is there a reason for that? Is it a conspiracy establishment cover-up
Probably discrimination
against
me
For what reason?
because of my immutable characteristics.
Right. So you think it's a conspiracy then?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's open.
That's the thing with Leo. If you listen to him, he starts to persuade you.
Yeah, he's
And
very charismatic.
You hear his logic. You
is.
can feel yourself agreeing with it, but you got to push that away.
'Cause he's got a childlike quality. When he giggles, when he laughs.
That's right.
You see the hate drain from his face, and it just
And he's actually
joyful. There's something about him.
there's
Like,
a soft centre in there.
but you know, Hitler had beautiful blue eyes.
That's
He was
right.
captivating too, in a similar way.
Yeah.
That's
Apparently
right.
Terrible bowels
Hitler.
because he was a vegetarian. He just ate beans and stuff.
Right.
Sort of like, is Jeremy Corbin a vegetarian?
I think he's vegan.
Vegan.
Speaking of which-
he looks vegan.
I bought
What have you got
something I
here?
wanted to share with you
What's
here.
this?
This is Jeremy Corbyn's new poetry book, Poetry for the Many.
Is that real?
Yeah. Now look at my fucking book. I got something I want to share with you.
Len McCluskey.
Yeah.
He's a trades union guy.
That's right, and I think you could learn. I think you could learn a thing or two.
Poetry for the many.
Yeah.
I bet not that many bought it.
Well, I did, because I think Corbyn was the prime minister we never had in England. And I live in England now. I want to share with you a poem from Jeremy Corbin. I want to know what you think of this.
Yeah, let's
because
hear it.
This might melt your heart.
Yeah.
Because I think what you need is somebody like Corbin
Yeah.
to change your viewpoints, okay?
Yeah.
Calais in Winter by Jeremy Corbin. Cold, wet marshlands surround Calais in winter. Police take tents away from the homeless. The railway station is protected with razor wire. Motorways have walls on each side. Trees are cut down to create open land. Huge rocks prevent anyone leaving the road. There is fear in Calais. Cold. The enemy comes on foot, in lorries and buses, with few clothes, of empty schools, of floods, of drought, of bitter delivered around the town to enemy groups who change location every day, harassed by police, shunned and abused by those with a cold heart. Except in one place, on the radio. Their homes are a long list of places for the enemy.
It's not much of a poem. Doesn't rhyme. It's just he's just written down a bunch of stuff that he's seen. It's more of a sort of like short article.
I don't know what to tell you, Lee, if you're not moved by Jeremy Corbin's poem.
I'm just saying he should make it rhyme. Then it'll be a proper poem.
Well, why didn't you write a right-wing poem?
Because it's stupid.
Right-wing poem. Climate change is a myth. Down on your luck. Couldn't give a fuck. I'm dancing because I found a truckload of foreigners. Dead.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
That's not right wing.
That's right-wing.
I don't think... Man, Jeremy Corbyn, like the people who encourage illegal migration are responsible for the deaths in the trucks.
Listen, don't
Risking
smear.
their
Don't
lives.
stop smearing Corbyn, all right? You're smearing.
People wouldn't be
You're
risking their
smearing.
lives to get
Secure our what?
You're smearing.
borders.
Oh, what?
Borders.
What's he saying?
It's a thing that countries used to have.
What, values? Compassion?
Yeah.
Kindness? Inclusivity? My daughter could be non-binary. You say that to her, look down the camera. Ellie Ray, 21 years old.
Ellie Ray, non-binary is a meaningless... Look, I'm non-binary. Hey, I'm genderqueer. There.
Oh, yeah? Have you ever slept
You're
with
just
a friend?
saying it. You're saying it. You're not
Saying
being it.
it.
You're saying it.
Yeah, because that's...
You're not living it. It's not your lived experience. You're just saying
It
it.
is.
You're trying to troll.
Said it.
You're
I'm
trolling.
trolling.
You're trolling. I
Whatever.
welcome
Non-binary
diversity.
folk.
I welcome diversity, okay? I got Jimmy. He could crack a safe. I got Paulie, best wheelman in Jersey.
Yeah.
I got Howie. Any whoever you want, and he could sort it out. Diversity's my strength.
My cleaner's black.
What's your issue with diversity?
I don't have an issue with diversity.
You said it's not our strength.
Man, I don't... Like, see, the thing is...
Don't raise your voice, Leo.
I'm not really... This is just how I talk.
Don't raise your voice.
So the
We're
thing
all
with,
having a chat
the thing
amongst
with
me.
diversity, people are like, diversity is this incredible strength. So
Yeah.
how come in Japan we've got like a very harmonious, low crime, high trust society, and it's not diverse?
Leo,
I don't
have you
know.
ever slept with a trans?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Which I don't want to dox
What
her.
was her name?
I don't want to dox her.
You slept with a trans woman?
Yeah, yeah.
Was that for research purposes?
No.
For pleasure purposes?
Yeah.
What is woke, first of all?
So woke is like the sort of weaponization of public virtue to get some sort of like social capital or financial capital.
Well, what is it? Isn't it just being a good person, politically open-minded?
No, it's trying to give the impression of being a good person. So Gary Lineker is a
Yeah,
great example.
An incredible man.
So, he tweets a lot of very woke stuff. He's all, oh, we shouldn't have
No,
bored.
it's not woke. He's just a good-hearted man. He
Yeah, that's the thing.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Let me
something.
just finish.
No. I'm not Kate Smurthwaite. You're not going to talk when I'm talking. We're talking Gary Lineker here.
Yeah. Well,
Gary Lineker took in a Ukrainian. How many refugees
take
you
in a-
taken? Yeah, I saw.
He
How
didn't
many
take in
refugees you
Ukraine.
taken?
He took in a refugee after he was criticised for like not taking. But man, you know for a fact he would have gone down. He would have picked like the safest looking one. It's not like, man, I would have picked. I'll put. It's like going to the pound picking a puppy. Keys to
Dehumanizing
his
language
house.
there. Gary Lineker, he picked a refugee. He chose a good one. Believe me, I saw pictures.
Yeah, he picked.
No,
and he did it purely for
He
virtue.
did it out of kindness of his heart.
Well, it was
to
a,
set
it
an
was a good one.
example.
I saw the Ukrainian kid. He had a swastika on his neck. He was a proper one. He had one of those killer dogs.
That's right.
Lineker took him in. Old Linksy put him in the annex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Actually, the dog ended up killing the geezer anyway, so we walked out. Do right-wing people have a sort of radar for each other like gay people? Do you sort of spot each other in WH Smith and end up having a little chat or saying little things to each other about how Mussolini would have had the trains running on time, that sort of thing?
no, because there's no way of sort of identifying.
Isn't there?
Most left-wing people are really, right-wing people.
Last time you cried, was it when Thatcher died or gay marriage got put through? Or about watching a Hitler documentary about him losing the war? Did it upset you?
Well, no spoilers. I hadn't got to the end of that box set.
What comedians do you not like and should be cancelled in your eyes?
Well, let's go through a few comedians, see what you actually think. If you give a few thoughts on these comedians.
Yeah.
Roy Chubby Brown.
I mean, I watched the Roy Chubby Brown thing. It was pretty funny.
Okay, Kate Smurthwaite.
I sort of feel for her because her thing was always being the strident, progressive feminine, and now like the whole progressive thing is sort of branched off in a different direction. So
yes or no? Is she a good comedian?
No.
Next one.
Josh Widdicombe.
Josh Widdicombe. Not really my thing.
All right.
Jeff Norcott.
Great comedian.
Jim Davidson.
Man, he's funny. He's funny. I mean, like...
Nah.
Joe Jacobs.
I like his thing where he pretends to be a rapper, but it's funny because he's a middle-class white guy. I see Joe, striving, trying different things, and nothing seems to be working out. Man, see when you get like some like...
This Joe Jacobs guy sounds like a real talent. Maybe he's not appreciated by the mainstream, but he's sort of working cult, building up a following, trying different things because...
It's probably what he tells himself.
Tom Ward, you ever heard of that guy?
Heard of Tom Ward. Great act. Being on Live at the Apollo.
Yeah, he's good.
Kind of sad to see what's happened to him now. It's like, I think a lot of people get that Live at the Apollo shot. They think they're going to stick. And then a few months later, it's back to kicking rocks in the pavement.
What's he doing now?
Probably still trying to get into those trousers. He's getting older.
We'll do a quick fire. Just keep them coming. Answer the questions quickly, all right? Men or women?
You've got to choose one or the other.
Women.
Trans, queer.
Trans.
Leave, remain.
Remain.
Black, white.
What the fuck? White, I don't know.
Corbin or Hitler?
Corbin.
Boris or Hitler?
Boris.
Rishi, Hitler.
Rishi.
Hitler or Hitler?
That's a trick question. Hitler.
Bill Cosby or Michael Barrymore?
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby or Crosby, Stills and Nash?
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby or Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Bill Cosby or Gary Lineker?
Bill Cosby.
Gary Lineker or Gary Glitter?
Gary Glitter.
Clip that one up.
Yeah.
That's damning.
Want to start a rumour, Leo, before you go?
Yeah.
We like to start a rumour every week, some horrible piece of slander. Rachel Riley, when she goes to restaurants, she leaves tips in outdated foreign currency.
Is that true?
That's a rumour that
That's
I've heard
true.
on good.
I heard that as well.
Climate change is real.
I mean, the climate is changing, but I'm not too worried about it.
That's because you're right wing. You couldn't give a fuck.
Tell
That's
you
the
what
right wing way. When you're right wing, it's easy.
No,
innit?
tell like right wing people are very worried, very worried about people using climate change to bring in communism.
How the fuck does that work?
So the government, it's like, oh, you got to give the government more power. The government's got to get more money.
Who's
to
that?
Stop,
Who's that you're impersonating?
stop the
there?
class, any left wing person.
Right. Can
Maybe-
you do an impression of someone who doesn't like you doing an impression of you?
Yeah.
Oh, my name's Leo Kearse. Oh.
Go on.
That's it.
What would they say? What would they do an impression of your
No,
ex?
because you're going to cut that and put it out. Oh, I've been cancelled, but I'm still on things. Oh, I haven't been totally cancelled.
I talk about me balls.
I talk about my balls getting cut in a sun lounger.
I talk about my internet passwords.
I'm Ollie Kearse. Yeah, but I also talk about people. Oh, he talks about it. Like, man, I also talk about all this other stuff as well.
To be fair, I saw Leo Kearse at a comedy club many years ago, and he was talking about some extreme issues. He was,
Fat activism.
That's right. You were also
But
you're saying a lot of stuff about black women. What was it you said? Remind me of the joke.
On a podcast, I dated this black lass, and I didn't know about weaves. So when I was kissing her, I felt the knobbles. I was like, you got knobbles in your head. Is your head all right? And she's like, that's my weave. And I'm like, what the fuck's a weave? And she's like, did you think this was my real hair? I was like, yeah.
It works better in the club environment, obviously, but
That's more of an anecdote, really.
Oh no, that wasn't a bit I do on stage or anything. That was a bit.
It strikes me that he's banged a blackbird, a trans bird. He's closet left wing.
yeah, I think so.
Are you closet left wing?
No. But I think, like, the thing is left and right, like the ideals. Like, I guess I'm more of a libertarian.
What the fuck is that?
So, like, I'm a classic liberal, believe in freedom and equality and
Fascism.
I think the rule of law. It's different. Like, I mean, to have a functioning economy and society, you need freedom. People have got to be free to go and take the jobs they want. Like in Cuba, you just get assigned a job. Nobody's doing a job they want. You know what I mean? People have got to be free to do what they want to do.
Yeah, we want to wrap this up because there's a lot of repetition, and most of what you've said has been horrific, unbroadcastable, of course.
Yeah.
What's your typical groupie? Because I'm sure there's women throwing themselves at you. I'm sort of picturing a sort of divorcee, quite nimble on the sauce, wears second-hand Pandora jewellery, sings Rod Stewart when drunk, drinks alone. It's just started to mutter to herself when walking along. Yeah. What's your groupie type?
Nailed it, man. I'm married now,
right.
So yeah, I don't even see them anymore.
How is your mental health?
Man, you know what? It's great. And you know what people need to do? They need to have babies. If you have a baby, it makes you happy.
It makes you tired.
Yeah, tired and happy.
Okay, so
But
that's
if you
your
don't have a baby, and this I see so many of my friends, they like don't have babies. They're like alcoholics or like just indulging in casual sex or whatever that doesn't make them feel good, and they got no meaning in their life. I thought having a baby would be really hard. I thought I was going to be tired and like all the rest of it. Man, it's incredible.
Enough of your hate speech, Leo. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck with cleaning that fucking head of yours. Because that is fucking horrible, the shit's coming out of you today.
That baby stuff at the end is horrific.
Thank you for watching.
Sorry I was late.